Hello everybody, esteemed members of the press, welcome back to the stream, and we've got a new campaign today. We're finally starting up Operation Cerberus North. We got Mission 1, our Welcome to Syria. The pilot we're flying as today is actually part of Ground Pounder Sim's other campaign in Operation Persian Freedom for the A-10 Charlie. Do love that campaign as well. I do really enjoy it. But this time we're going to be in the F-18, continuing on with what I've been doing for the last couple campaigns at Raven 1. So let's jump into pit and see what we got. Turn on the battery and contact ground control. Alright. Oh, ground's already tuned, so we'll go ahead and request engine start.
Ground control, this is Devil 1-2. Permission to start engines.
Devil 1-2, you're clear to start engines.
Alright, let's do it. Alright, right engine start. And right throttle to idle.
Roll left. Flight controls. Flight controls.
Alright, after being used to doing the carrier alignment, I think we can make sure we set it to ground this time. And as always, we'll do a stored heading. Alright, FCS reset good, so let's go ahead and crank the left engine. Alright, we'll get this started up and shortly.
Devil 1-2 to Devil 1-1. Radio check.
Lima Charlie, Devil 1-2.
Nice. Okay, RNS alignment complete.
Okay, Devil 1-2, let's get things started. Hopefully you're familiar with spins here, and so we can take a run through the departure procedures if you like.
Yeah, let's go over the departure procedures, even though I did read the spins. No,
Negative, sir. I'm up to speed.
never mind.
Very well, I'm going to get airborne. I'll wait for you at waypoint 1. Hit me on the radio when you get close.
Devil 1-2.
Didn't quite get to read all of that. Sure, taxi clearance. We select channel 1 on COM 2 and press enter on the UFC. Alright, well, for those curious, I will go over the takeoff procedure real quick. So, ground procedures, takeoff, departure, must remain below 1,500 feet until 5 miles out from insert, which is our attack hand that we set to 2-1 X-ray. Once 5 miles is reached, contact departure for instructions to depart the MTCA. Then we'll follow that instructions until handoff from departure at approximately 30 miles. Standard departure routes are from runway 3, turn to heading 234 and climb to 250. Runway 5, 5 nautical miles, turn to heading 085 and climb to 250. Alright. Well, with all that being said, let's go ahead and close the canopy. Knock something off there. Sensor. Let's turn those on. And pull up stores over here. I will go to my checklist and check my weight. 46,000 pounds. Alright. FCS. Take off to 16 degrees nose up. Sun cage to standby attitude indicator. Release the parking brake. And the wheel chocks.
Chief, remove the wheel chocks. Copy. Wheel chocks are now removed.
Alright. From there.
Inchling ground, Devil 1-2, permission to taxi.
Devil 1-2, permission to taxi. On parking spot, turn left onto Hotel Loop. On follow to until left, turn onto Golf Loop. From here, continue straight over Sierra to 05.
Hotel to Golf, then to Sierra.
Hold short runway 05 and contact Tower for takeoff.
Copy ground, left onto hotel, left onto golf, and straight over Sierra to hold.
Where's my sound module not working? There we go. Had to wake it up again.
Short for runway 05.
left out of the shelter, left onto the hotel loop. Oh, left at the end of the hotel loop onto golf loop and straight to 5. Okay, still weird that I'm not getting anything from the sound module here. Butt kickers not kicking butts. I'll see if I can get it to start working. Okay, so it works. Let's just see if the game's reading it. Just not. Hey, left out a hotel loop onto golf. Alright, well, the good thing is we'll just switch the tower on to, but not till we get to the other hold short line. Alright, with the hold short line, we've got bold side facing us, means we hold on this side. The dash side, the side you can cross over if you're on the other side. So, nice to know that from actual flight school, huh? So, let's go ahead and change to channel 2 for tower. On COM 2, we'll contact tower and request takeoff.
Inchling Tower, this is Devil 1-2 requesting takeoff.
Alright, so we'll remain below 1,500 feet. TAC hands box, so once we get 5 nautical miles away.
You're clear for takeoff, runway 05.
There we go.
Wind 127 for 6 knots.
Winds 127 for 6 knots. So, a bit of a crosswind.
Hold 05 for 5 miles, ceiling 15, push route con for departure.
Devil 1-2.
Alright, we're confirming we have runway 05. Okay. So, since it's been a while since I've done a short takeoff, we'll hold brakes, throttle to 80% RPM, release brakes and throttle to full afterburner, pull to 7 degrees AOA at 159 knots, raise gear before 240, flaps to auto, camera to switch to barometer up at 3,000 feet. Alright, since we've been cleared to take off. Alright, 80%. Release the brakes. Out of the burner.
1-2 rolling.
Nuts. Looks like it just wants to come right off the runway. Isn't that nice? Gear up.
Wheels up.
Flaps up. Hold heading 05. Let's go ahead and uncage the HUD because we got a bit of that wind there, huh? Yeah, 5 miles, we'll switch to departure. Miles, and we'll make contact.
Insulate departure, 112 outbound on 05.
Devil 12 depart heading 085, climb to flight level 250.
05 to
085, flight level 250, Devil 12.
and we'll hold 085 until they hand us off. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and box waypoint 1. That will be my next waypoint. Alright, above 5,000 feet. We'll make sure we're on barometric altimeter. We got climb in the box, so that speed above.
Devil 12, continue on current heading.
Continue on my current heading. I just gotta make my way up to 25,000 feet. So, you know, setting the climb box down here in the FPAS page, FPAS as I like to call it. This is an optimal climb profile and speed. Since the speed is lower than what I've currently got in the box, I can pull a little bit higher up. Climb at a higher degree. Almost 15 degrees there. Oh, there we are. Now I'm slowing down a little bit too much, so maybe bring it back down just a smidge. Alright, good takeoff, beautiful flight. Looks like a nice day to fly. We are loaded up with a couple AMRAAMs. Oh, looks like trim's a little heavy on that side. AMRAAMs are pretty heavy. The AIM-120 is those two. If I'm not mistaken, I've got a Mark 84, so a 1,000-pound bomb, and a JDAM right there. GBU 38. Alright, 22,000 feet. Get up to 25,000.
Devil 12, insulate departure, handing off.
Alright, with them handing off, we will switch then to Sentinel, I believe. Okay. Proceed to waypoint 1. Let's turn that way. Let's get autopilot ready. Alright, and there's my wingman. That's Poodles. Good to see you, Poodles. Okay. Now that all that's taken care of. Sure, departure. Alright. Inbound will contact Rapcon approach. Ooh. Go ahead and start turning towards waypoint 1. Okay, brief speeds for today are Mach 0.75, so slow to that. See if I can trim out that imbalance we have there. That seems like it wants to comply. Mach 0.75. There we go. And we're getting close to joining up. We'll start turning. We got a nice little join here. Actually 3 M120s. We got 1 on the cheek and 2 on the wing there. We got wingtip sidewinders and just the 1 J82 and a Mark 82 on the center station.
Devil 1-1, this is Devil 1-2, approaching waypoint 1.
Copy, Devil 1-2. Form on me. Close formation, and I'll lead us into Syria.
Alright, let's disengage the autopilot. Let's see if we can form up with Poodles. It was already 2.7 miles ahead of me. 2.8. So I'll probably have to go a little faster just to catch up. And that weight of my left wing is dragging me down, huh? That's alright. There we go. Get it nice and trimmed. Looks like he's not flying at 25,000 feet. Well, all said and done, we'll join up. Want to be at 11,817 when I get to waypoint 2, which I probably will.
We're going to maintain Angels 25. Proceed at Mach 0.75.
Alright. If you could slow down.
The entry route for all JSTF aircraft into Syria from Turkey is through what's called the Gold Corridor. The Turks won't let us operate in their airspace along Syria's northern border. That's their area of operation.
They want us poking around at their business over there.
A firm, that's what it looks like to me. I was based out of here during Iraqi freedom as well. Ended up sitting that one out as Turkey wouldn't let us into Iraq from their airspace. So the Gold Corridor it is. All traffic ingressing to Syria does so between Angels 21 and 25, starting the approach north of Iskenderun and following heading 112 until north of Aleppo. The egress through Gold, traffic approaches Aleppo from the south before turning to heading 292 between Angels 17 and 20. Standard procedure is to check in with the A-18C Sentinel as we enter Gold. I'll let you handle that one, Devil 1-2. Make contact with Sentinel now.
Alright, Sentinel. Button 8.
Clouds.
Oh, I forgot to get the ATIS, huh?
Sentinel, this is Devil 1, ingress gold, requesting words.
Devil 1, clear to proceed. Airspace is quiet at this time, while the flight planning is 25 from the word to Sierra.
Copy, Sentinel. We'll check back in on station at Sierra. Devil 1 out.
Okay, Devil 1-2, let's continue on our flight planned route.
Devil 1-2.
Alright. As soon as I get level here with this guy. Alright, let's put it on autopilot hold. Because I feel like it should be fine right here. Just a little bit.
Lead, you've been out here about a month already. How have things gone so far?
We got the no-flies up and running pretty quickly. So far, we haven't encountered any major issues. The Syrians seem reluctant to go head-to-head with us so far. Which is good, since OCN was set up so quickly we didn't have time to build up the overwhelming force we needed to enforce it fully.
Things been that bad?
The problem is that Syrian SAMs cover a lot of no-fly Sierra. If we need to enforce, then we'll need DCS support available.
I see. And I guess you can't rely on standoff attacks with AMRAMs if we need to visually ID first.
You got it. You know, the Russians being out here really makes things complicated.
Officially not again.
So have the Syrians been completely quiet so far?
Pretty much. They like to play games on their side of Sierra. Make feints north and turn away again, but nothing more than that.
And what about the action against the SIA?
Straightforward so far, mostly dropping JDAMs on SIA positions ahead of the SDF and YPG advance.
We got guys down there as well?
A-firm, mostly special forces, I think. There's some of our facts working with the locals as well. Make sure you're always up to speed with the air support plan and charts, even if you're on a cap like today. They put bombs in the jet for a reason. Never know when we'll be needed to put warheads on foreheads.
What about the air defences around Raqqa? We seen any heavy activity?
Not much. A few long-range shots at us with some older SAMs the SIA got their hands on, but nothing has come close to anyone. We assume they've got a lot of man-pads down there as well, but so far no one's been low enough to test that theory.
More optional conversation. Alright, let's see. Let's ask about Incirlig.
XO, you said you've been stationed here before?
That's right, I was out here in 2003. Like I said, I was preparing to take part in Iraqi freedom, but that never happened. We were really pissed off with that. We were supposed to be out there protecting our Marines, and instead we ended up over here sitting on our backsides.
How have you found our hosts out here?
The Turkish Air Force seems a decent organization. Certainly everyone I've met on base has been good people, and they know their stuff. I'm not sold on the mission that they're deployed on, though. It seems to me like we're almost working against each other at times.
I spent quite a bit of time at Aria for Akrotiri. I have to say the locals out there weren't particularly fond of the Turks.
I can imagine. We're passing Aleppo now. Aleppo marks the end of the Gold Corridor. It was Syria's biggest city before the war started, but the Syrian government hit it hard from the air when the uprisings began. A lot of people have left now. So I heard you saw a lot of action in Persian Freedom.
Yes, sir, I did.
How's it over there?
Well, I did that campaign, and I know you guys haven't seen me stream it yet, but maybe in time. I think I'll stream it.
Pretty intense, sir. I was involved with some really sticky troops in contact. Things got messy a few times, but we got the job done.
Copy that. I saw some of the after-action reports from some of our grunts. Looked pretty hairy from what I saw.
Oh yeah.
It was, but I had it easy up in a hog. Fell for the guys on the ground.
Alright, guess we're getting ready to turn to waypoint 3. We'll see what he ends up doing. Before I make any maneuvers. Whoa! Did not expect that level of movement. Alright.
All flights be advised we have 2 aircraft entering Whiskey. Flight is confirmed as Russian. Repeat, flight is Russian.
Russians up to no good again. Probably bombing our friends on the ground. Nothing we can do about it.
Wish there was something I could do about the way you fly. That must be them right there. Really weird how he did that. Now I'm way behind. Could be a moment for me to catch up unless I throw it in burner. I'm not trying to waste that much fuel. Given my fuel ladder, I want to be able to make it back with 5,000 pounds. Alright, at this rate, I'm about 800 pounds shy of where I'm supposed to be. Or 700 pounds shy. Let's see, I want to hit waypoint 3 at 10,953. That's a pretty sharp turn to the right from the AI, but even when you anticipate it, you still can't expect what they're gonna do. What's this bozo that's flying up there? Well, I think I'll just go ahead and hand fly from here out. I mean, if I can throw it into autopilot, that'd be nice, but I'm going with the expectation that I can't, and then if I can, I'll be pleasantly surprised.
Smoke, off to our left. That's where the YPG are operating. Nothing from Sentinel, so everything must be under control.
Don't see any smoke.
Also on our left is Lake Assad. The lake and Euphrates River form the eastern border of SDF territory. East of here, it's YPG territory in the north, with the SIA holding the ground further south around Raqqa. Raqqa is the capital of the SIA's so-called caliphate. The city first declared for the SDF, but not long after was overrun by the SIA. It used to have a large Christian and Shia population, but they either fled or were killed. The SDF and YPG are both working towards the liberation of Raqqa. We're supporting them to remove the SIA's last safe haven.
Oh, there is smoke, but for some reason I can't see it unless I'm not looking directly at it. It's one of those unfortunate quirks from flying in VR. Sometimes things don't render fully. See it just there if I look off to the side. The smoke's right over there. Alright, well, at least I know where it is, even though I can't actually look at it. Alright, so we know full well that we're going to expect a pretty dangerous turn from our AI here as we go to waypoint 4. Go ahead and box it early, even though I've got auto on. And let's see what ends up happening. Could try to anticipate it, but look, there's no joy in doing that. I'm going to bump the nose down if he ends up going right into my flight path. There we go. Alright, as long as he doesn't kick it into burner. Like he overflies it and then overcorrects. Alright. Feel like I did a little better staying with him though, so it's the only tricky part about flying with this AI. Alright, hit waypoint 3 at 10,140. So yeah, about 800 pounds off now. Burning more fuel than I expected, especially as I'm trying to catch up to my glorious wingman here. Pretty sharp turn coming up. I'm just trying to stay in good close formation.
To our east is a Russian fob. Reds are using it as a staging post for attacks on the SIA. The Russians are keen to help the Syrians liberate Raqqa as well. We'll always make sure we keep clear of their position. They like to remind us they have an SA-19 Grissom over there.
I got it on my SA page as well, so that's nice. Not being spiked by it, so that's probably a good thing. Alright, once again, expect a nice sharp turn from this crazy guy.
Devil 1-2, we're past waypoint 4. Time to relieve Echo 2 and proceed east back along Sierra. But first I need you to check back in with Sentinel.
Okay.
Alright.
Sentinel, Devil 1 on station at Sierra. Any words?
Devil 1, we're trucking 2 bogies running 25 miles south of and parallel to Sierra. Current position Portal 150 for 105 miles. We will update you if they move towards Sierra.
They're pretty far out.
Copy, Sentinel. Devil 1 out.
Devil 1 to Echo 2. On station Sierra, you are relieved.
Copy Devil 1, Echo 2 is RTB.
Okay, Devil 1-2, looks like we might be in for an eventful morning. Go combat spread 1 mile separation. Make sure your targeting pod is warmed up and countermeasures are on standby.
Okay.
1 mile spread. Alright, 1 mile spread. That's more like 1.3 miles, huh? So that's not great, but alright. Down here I do see 1 contact. An SC-34. And a 210 for 60. 158 for 94, unknown contact.
Devil 1, contact us, turn north, closing up Sierra, Angels 2-3. Devil 1, turn south and intercept.
Devil 1 copy, Sentinel, turning south. Devil 1-2, we're turning south. Maintain Angel 25.
Okay.
Sentinel, Devil 1-1. What's the status on seed escort?
Devil 1-1, seat flight is currently unavailable.
Oh boy.
Copy, Sentinel, Devil 1-1. Devil 1-2, looks like we're on our own. Whatever happens, do not get drawn into SAM range.
Alright, I can see that.
What do you think, Lead? Just screwing with us?
Probably. They'll likely turn back at the last moment looking to test our response. If they continue into Sierra, we'll close and verify a Syrian target. We're weapons hold unless clear to fire or we're fired upon.
Weapons hold. Devil 1-2.
Okay, seems to be going a lot slower than I am. What are they doing? This seems going a lot slower than I
Devil
am.
1, bogey portal 162 for 75 miles. Hot.
62 for 75 miles, okay. Somehow I'm still getting out in front of him. What speed is this guy
Devil
going?
1-2, lock bogey. Slave clear. Going for visual ID.
I'm gonna stall at the speed he's flying. I cannot tell what that is from here.
Devil 1-2, tally. MiG-21. Can you verify?
God damn it.
Devil 1-2, if I ask a question, I expect an answer.
I cannot verify, but yeah, sure. They're
Affirmative, Devil 1-1. Verify fish beds.
Copy, Devil 1-2. Sentinel, positive ID, MiG-21.
Copy, Devil 1. Proceed with intercept.
Devil 1-1. They're coming straight at us. Devil 1-2, make sure you're ready on countermeasures to keep Master Arm cold.
Well, I'm getting pulled into that SAM, so I'm going behind you. And you can deal with that, Sam. I don't know how slow this guy.
They're breaking off.
Alright. Good.
Let them go, Devil 1-2. We'll try and draw us in the same range.
I already have, even though you're slowing slower than molasses.
Sentinel, Devil 1-1. Bandit has turned and is heading south. We're turning north and resuming patrol route.
Copy Devil 1-1. We show clear skies, continue with light lamp.
Alright. Well, very strange turn of events. Kind of wish he kept up Mach 0.75. I don't know why he slowed down so much, but here's what it is. Let's see where we are at the fuel ladder. Waypoint 6 at 8,665. Oh, we're already past that, huh? Waypoint 5, 9,273. Oh, about 700, 800. Maybe a little bit more. Under the expected fuel. Alright, and then now let's see if we can get back into formation with this fella. I don't feel like unblanking the HUD, but there we go. I could just zoom in here.
Devil 1-2, we're clear of Sierra. Resume our patrol west.
Alright, turn left to the west.
That's the furthest we've seen them push to Sierra. If they keep pushing like that, we're going to end up with missiles in the air.
How about that?
That was tense. You think they'll try a full-scale incursion at some point?
It's a real possibility. At the moment, our ability to respond and force around homes isn't as strong as we'd like with the SAM coverage. And given the fighting going on over there right now, my bet is the Syrians will try to slip some aircraft into the area, hit the SDF, and haul ass out the no-fly with a barrage of SAMs covering their asses. As for today, we're definitely being tested. We need to be ready. Once they cross that line into Sierra, we have to be prepared to act.
And that's why we patrol the no-fly
The
zone.
city of Hama. It was one of the first Syrian cities to rise up against the government. Not surprising when you consider its history.
Whoops.
The A-18C massacre.
Affirm the city was devastated when the Muslim Brotherhood rose up there.
I heard maybe as many as 20,000 killed by government forces.
I heard up to 40. The city's seen more fighting this time around as well.
Jeez, that's terrible. It's fucked. Alright.
South of Hama is home, and the main focus of the fighting between the government and the SDF right now. The SDF gained control of Homs earlier this year, but the Syrians countered hard, especially from the air. The siege has been ongoing for months now. The SDF were being forced back until the no-fly was established. Without the threat from the air, the SDF are now managing to hold the government back. The mountains southwest of Homs mark the Lebanese border. Lebanon is an interesting place. In the 50s and 60s, it was a rich and vibrant country, but the 15-year civil war made a devastating impact. 120,000 dead and over 1 million people fled. The old Lebanon has struggled to emerge from the shadow of that war. The instability it created has led to the country being used by both the PLO and Hezbollah as a stronghold from which to attack Israel. And of course, Israel are never shy about defending themselves, so there have been numerous Israeli attacks and invasions into Lebanon. The PLO is long gone from Lebanon, but as I'm sure you know, Hezbollah are still active and are a very powerful presence in the country. Hezbollah have quite possibly also got a more powerful military than Lebanon, including sophisticated air defenses, so make sure you keep your wits about you if you're ever close to the border.
Alright. Waypoint 6, and then finally 7, and we will turn back to Aleppo. Towards Incirlik.
West of us is the Syrian coastal region and no-fly zone whiskey. Although this region is still under Syrian control, we tend to refer to it as the Russian border. Here you will find the Russian air base at Al-Assad Airport and the Russian fleet base at Tartus. The no-fly is marked by the mountain range running north to south. Behind this mountain range, there are also a number of Russian and Syrian SAMs we don't want to mess with.
So you're at an SA-6 down there marked. Oh yeah, I definitely want to stay away from there if I plan on not getting shot. SA-6 has a max engagement range of 15 nautical miles. Max ceiling 40,000 feet MSL. Missile control at 2.8 Mach speed. Alright, good to go. Yeah, we're on Sentinel button 8. Approach is button 4, arrival button 5. Okay, we got one more turn to the right, which would be waypoint 7. And then descend to 20,000, waypoint 8. And approach at 15,000, 1.75. Alright, once we turn, I'll go ahead and turn the TACAM back on, And we'll follow the approach procedure to get all the way back in, nice and safely. Okay, fuel ladder, let's check it. Waypoint 7, which is where we're about to arrive. 8,249, about 1,000 pounds light. I expect to land at about 4,000 pounds. Holy smokes, I missed it. Oh, I'm glad he didn't crash into me. And don't read your kneeboard when you have an AI wingman. That could be doing shit you don't expect.
Stand now, Outlaw 3.
You see the Outlaws are the F-15s?
Go ahead, Outlaw 3. Exiting Gold Corridor, commence patrol. Request word. Outlaw 3, picked you quiet this time. Series made another probe in the Sierra, but double one saw him off. Outlaw 3, copy.
We're approaching the end of our patrol route. Outlaw 3 is now on station. Check us out the AO with Sentinel.
Oh, just settle into a nice speed here.
Sentinel, Devil 1, egress in gold.
Devil 1, clear to proceed. Sentinel out.
Okay, we're going to turn for waypoint 7 shortly, and from there we'll turn into the egress route of the Gold Corridor, Angels 20.
Already turned for waypoint 7, buddy. Alright, and recap RAPCON. Insular approach. That'll be button 4. Arrivals, button 5. ATIS on button 6. If I really wanted to, I can go grab the ATIS.
Knots, temperature 27 degrees Celsius. Scattered clouds 11,000 to 15,000 feet. Wind 126 for 6 knots. Temperature 27 degrees Celsius. Scattered clouds 11,000 to 15,000 feet. Wind 126 for 6 knots.
Keep it on a Sentinel for now, just in case they do say something to us before we officially check out. Alright, and very shortly we'll turn towards waypoint 8. Let's go ahead and turn the TACAN on again. We're 98 miles away, so...
Sentinel, action 3-4, entering gold. Action 3-4, clear to proceed.
Alright.
Sir?
Go ahead, Devil 1-2.
I've got to ask. Poodle?
Wonder how long it'd take you. Punishment for my youthful overconfidence. Tried to create my own call sign, but the Great Dane would suit me fine. Squadron disagreed and called me Poodle. Nothing quite like squadron humor.
No.
See what she said.
Oh my god. Great Dane would be pretty badass, but you can't come up with your own call signs. Wonder how many people go in thinking they can be called Maverick. Oh no. I shudder to wonder what my call sign would have been if I ever had the balls to join the military, for real. Fortunately, I'm too old and I don't want a decrepit old man joining the Air Force. Maybe that would have been my call sign. Grandpa. Alright. Well, we are 84 nautical miles away from attack hands, so I feel like we should be grabbing them up on approach soon, because we want to contact them at 75,000 miles, or 75 nautical miles. And let's see here. Shore landing. And I skid, excuse me, switches up. We'll set it to radar. Up one leg at 350, 350 knots and 1,000 feet AGL. Level turn, 1.2 nautical miles past the runway. Alright, velocity vector and E-bracket on the runway. Use throttle to adjust the glide slope. Allow the plate and touch down on the runway. Deploy air brakes and gently tap the wheel brakes. Alright. I don't feel like it's been a while since I've done any sort of landing on the
Once we're within 75 miles of Incirlik, we should declare ourselves inbound to RAPCON. We should do this before we hit the 50-mile perimeter of the MTCA. Push to RAPCON approach and make contact now. I'm going to let you take the lead now and trail you in.
Okay, button 4. Oops. Where did he just go?
Interlink, this is Devil 1-2 inbound.
That's weird.
Devil 1-2, descend flight level 150.
Roger that.
Use corridor 302, push to arrival at 50.
Approach 302, arrival at 50, Devil 1-2.
Okay, Devil 1-2, we'll descend to Angels 15 and continue. Once we arrive within the perimeter of the MTCA, we will push to RAPCON arrival.
Well, I'm just going to leave my wingman behind because I don't know where he went. Alright, for the corridor 302, we'll overfly that town that's on the coast over here. Okay, we'll fly 302 to the 050 radio. We have to be careful not to overfly the town that's over there. Madonna Airport at 3 o'clock, initial 050. We'll turn in and make our way in. Go ahead and I'll put the checklist page over here. FCS page is what I usually do, huh? Down here, checklist, and I'll go to the HSI on my left here. With that, 050. I guess that won't really work because I have the waypoint selected. Alright, let's change to the TACAD. Now we'll adjust that course selector to 050. Of course, that's not the runway I'm landing. I'm landing a reciprocal, which is 230. I think it comes out to 235 actually. Reason being, I think it's 055 and
We're at
235.
50 mile mark. Make contact with RAPCON arrival now.
Yeah, RAPCON arrival.
Interlink, Delta 12 at 50.
Level 12, clear to proceed, flight level 150.
12.
Alright. So I want to intercept 302.
Okay, we're vectored into Insulet via corridor 302. I want you to lead us in. Refer to the spins in your knee board if you're unsure. Take note of the landmarks we use and the position of restricted area LCD 19. We'll also need to observe the altitude restriction over Seihan.
Over Seihan. Okay, well, if I overfly over here and then fly 302, which will take me over the coast, it'll be just golden. Okay, overflying the town. Let's turn left. 302. The city of Seihan has a noise abatement procedure that we want to obey, just to not to overfly under 5,000 feet AGL. Okay, 302 corridor. Alright, we're flying this until we intercept the radial. Alright, from there we will go ahead and pattern as Angels 3 if we need to. Donna Airport at my 3 o'clock. Actually, that'll be my 9 o'clock. Alright, let's see if they make us fly a pattern. I don't think we have a map, unfortunately. Let's see, where's my wingman? Oh, he's right next to me, somehow. There you are. Alright, so we're flying pretty close to where we're supposed to be flying, so I feel like I've done a good job. Town of Seihan looks like it's directly east up in Sirlik. Gotta be careful of that. And let's see if we see the Adana Airport or the city of Seihan.
descend to 3,000 feet, use Falcon for initial. Contact Tower 5.
Tower is what?
Descent
Button
Angels
2?
3, use Falcon. Tower 5, Devil 1-2.
Button 2. Excuse me.
I'm going
Jesus
to break
Christ.
off now and let you handle this part on your own. Descend to 3,000 feet, and once you reach Falcon, turn onto the 05 radio. Push the tower freak at 5 miles and request landing. You handled yourself well today, Devil 1-2. Well done. I'll see you in the debrief. Devil 1-1 out.
Nice. Turn on to final approach for Insular. Got waypoint at 3. Should be at 3,000 feet, 5 miles out. Push the radio tower frequency request line. Alright. So we'll push the tower once we get a little closer. Insular should be up there. Alright, I want to make sure I don't overfly City of Seihan. Wonder. The F10 map shows my position and their position. Doesn't show my position or their positions. So Seihan's somewhere around here. Well, that's alright. I believe this is the town of Seihan. Could be, could be. Alright, let's see if I can visually acquire the Adana airport. I feel like I already missed the Adana airport. I got the insert right up there. Even though we're not quite there yet, let's switch to radar. Let's descend a little faster. Check real quick, because where was the Adana airport? It's right there. Should be able to see it. I don't. Okay, 5 miles. We'll go ahead and switch to button.
Altitude. Altitude.
Tower Devil 1-2 requesting clearance to land.
Devil 1-2, clear for landing, runway 23.
Starting to float way up. That was a very, very rough landing. Way too high of an FPM. Yeah, ended up damaged the gear very likely. Let's go ahead and clear that alarm. And there's taxiway Charlie. Alright, so I butchered the approach. Nothing new. Seem to be doing that a lot lately in my last few campaign missions, so at least we have that going for us. Alright. No worries. At least the plane is still intact.
Level 1-2, clear runway and taxi to parking area, tower out.
Alright. May exit when ready. Well, let's go ahead and turn taxiway Alpha. This is the way we came after all. Let's go ahead and disarm the ejection seat. I feel like we could just park it here and call it a day, so was living it up a little bit, huh? We paid for this campaign, hey? Let's fly all the way back. Or, I guess taxi all the way back. Strange I didn't see in, not in Clear Lake, the other airport. I want to be able to spot that one from up above. So we had F-15s here too. Okay, guess we're parking here, because I'm a klutz. Alright, let's turn this off. Let's get my HOTAS back to where I want it to be for next mission I fly. Which means turning all this off. Turning that off. Turning that off. Turning that off. And that to barometric. That's centered, and there we go. Let's turn the HUD and the HMD off. Cool. My HOTAS is all done. And excellent parking job. Let's call that one a victory. Okay, so I descended way too late. I'm gonna have to fix that the next time I go bring it in again. Looks like the Ananda Adana airport would have been a little bit before that, almost the same heading. Looks like it is a 05 and a 23 runway. Look, there's a lake, there's a little bit of a river that cuts through. So it's I was looking at it wrong. Initial 23 would have a lake on my 3 o'clock, and then initial 05, which is not the one, would have a dollar. Alright. At least that's what I think I'm understanding. 97. I'm glad I took 3 points off. Thank you for that landing. Alright, let's see. 45, landing at 10:08. Not bad. Let's go ahead, wrap it up. Solid mission, we got training day next. Events in the STO continue to develop with the Syrians making more improvements in no-fly zones and Syrian SAMs continuing to lock on JSTF aircraft. Meanwhile, the Russians remain active in attacking SDF locations and bombs and as the operational tempo increases for the Red Devils, a number of training stories are now planned for the new pilots. Well, that'll be where we take up from next time. Hope you guys enjoyed. New campaign is underway, and we'll see what it's got in store for us. Thanks for tuning in. Have a good one.